Well, you'd think I'd have enough shows on my schedule to do videos on, but blame this one on Doomcock. I'm sure you're familiar with his YouTube channel, and I was recently watching a live stream with him and Gary Beekler of Nerdrotics when they do their Inquisition and hold certain franchises and entertainment entities accountable for their cinematic crimes. But during this, he made a suggestion of a TV series on Amazon Prime that he thinks people should check out. And so I thought, yeah, okay, why not? Also, the subject of Super Argo came up. And if you so desire, you can check those out. Surprisingly, they're not in public domain. I thought they were. I was going to do a little Mystery Science Theater thing on it. But anyway, the TV series he suggested is called Tales from the Loop. And I vaguely remember seeing something about this, but I just, didn't look into it. And his descriptions of it intrigued me, so I looked it up. And basically, the little intro here on the page for it is called Inspired by the Wondrous Paintings of Simon Stollenhag, I guess. Sorry if I'm getting that wrong. Tales from the Loop explores the mind-bending adventures of the people who live above the loop, a machine built to unlock and explore the mysteries of the universe, making things previously relegated to science fiction possible. And so that's pretty much the premise here. So it's all these tales about this town and strange things going on. And of course, the explanation for the strange things is that there's these experiments happening with this facility that operates underground. And there you go. So it has a run of just 8 episodes, which I think is very wise. If you only have so much material, don't ruin something that could be excellent with filler and unnecessary crap just to achieve a certain amount of episodes. It's streaming. You don't have to do it the old way anymore. And so I'm already liking that. So, of course, I had to watch one of the episodes. So, watched the first one called Loop. Well, that's appropriate. And so I figure any reviews, more I'll do will be episode by episode, the way I'm doing The Expanse. And whether you want to watch it as a binge is up to you. But already, I'll cut to the chase. I highly recommend you watch this series. I've only seen the one episode. I have not seen the others. But good Lord, the presentation here in the first episode is this, heartbreaking episode in a lot of ways. It goes right for the jugular in that aspect, and yet it does it seemingly in a very simplistic manner. It all seems very simple. But it really isn't. And the effects of this, of course, with the science fiction elements and the trappings of it and whatnot, but it deals with these, sort of questions you have about your life and where it could have gone and what you could have done and do you become your parents and all this sort of thing is explored here. And it also it calls to a point that I've come to when I was some of the horror movies and TV series that I've reviewed. And I guess I was thinking of The Haunting of Hill House and a better series that's similar to this in a lot of ways is Netflix's Dark. And similar subject matters, but also it gets back to this point, like when I was saying for horror, and this really isn't horror, it's more of a science fiction element. Maybe it gets scarier in other episodes, don't know yet, but one of the more frightening elements in life is sadness, the sorrow that would come from loss and these sort of things, and those other entities explored, and that's definitely here. And boy, does it really pull at the heartstrings and leaves you pretty worn out from the tour there. And yet again, very simple. There's no car chases. There's no action adventure. there are some kind of telltale signs of things that leaves me questioning about, why this character doesn't immediately notice what has happened. Because I instantly figured out what was up as far as the weird happening here. Because I'm not spoiling anything. It's too good. And you need to go see this. But there is just in an era when for a while there I thought they'd a couple of, I don't know, maybe now it's getting close to almost 15, 20 years ago, there seemed to be this renaissance in television, and then suddenly it came to an end because there was a lot of crap that seemed to have a lot of promise, and then it was all just bait and switch. And yet every now and then you come across these just diamonds in the rough, and this is certainly one of them. Certainly in its first episode, and trusting in the good supervillain who will soon be the ruler of the earth, Doomcock. I trust that this is probably a solid series, and it's not just this one great opening episode. So, yes, there is sadness to it, but also the promise that you will overcome it. And one of the things that comes from sadness and time is, of course, wisdom. And it's a painful pathway to it, but you do have it, and some good can come from it. Now, the overall series, there's looks like to me, little clues and bells and whistles for future episodes, and just who different characters might be and what they're about and what they know. Jonathan Pryce plays a character here, and I think he seems to have this more of a knowledge of what's going on than perhaps others. One character, your main character, more or less here, has to learn it the hard way. But that's as far as I can go without spoiling everything. But just enrich imagery in it, and yet at the same time, like I keep coming back to this about how it's cleverly so simple. And then it's not. And then suddenly there's little elements here that suddenly might catch you off guard, and says, well, good Lord, look at that. That's weird. Yes, entertaining it's not. It seems like it would be slow, but it isn't. It draws you in, and the intrigue just goes all the way to the very end, and you're left with, oh, jeez. But well worth the ride. So can't recommend it enough. Just thanks to again Doomcock, discovered yet another really great treasure right alongside great wonders like Dark, and I hope they can do more. So we'll see what happens next, but I'm not gonna binge it, so I'm gonna give it a rest. Don't know if I'll watch another. There's 2 Super Argo movies, by the way. But this deserves its time, and you got to pay attention to it. So, Tales from the Loop, streaming on Amazon Prime. So do check it out. It is quite the treat, and that is putting it mildly, extremely mildly. So yes, do yourself a treat and check out Tales from the Loop. Thank you for watching and listening. Say, why not like and subscribe, and check out that link description below. That'll take you to my many stores that have plenty of goodies for you, most notably my comic book, Night Night. Oh, yes. Head over to indieplanet.com and get yourself a copy. Due to the current circumstances, it may take some time for them to ship the print copy, but if you can't wait, you can do the digital download for only 99 cents, and you can have Night Night today. You can also catch the Mr. Nailsin Show, my podcast, on RadioMisfits.com. And, of course, you can watch my videos on BitChute.